Hello everybody, my name is Jake Stayner, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about something I find very interesting and something I think you guys will find very interesting as well. But I want to start with showing this picture. This picture just depicts a story about me and my dad. We used to, every year, more than once a year, we'd go to my dad's farm that he grew up on in Idaho. It's just where the stars are amazing. There's no light pollution, so you can see everything. And this is kind of where my love for space and stars and constellations grew. Was being able to see these things, and my dad teaching me about astronomy and teaching me about distant planets and constellations and things. But this story is cool to me today, and what I want to talk about today is actually what's called the James Webb telescope. So I'm sure many of you have heard about it or know a little bit about it, but I'm going to inform you about that today. It's a credible thing to talk about, I think, because it's the most high-tech telescope we have today. It is going to be able to see 13.6 billion light years away from the Earth. That's relevant because it's the furthest we've ever seen before. The Hubble telescope could show us really cool pictures of distant galaxies and stars, but this telescope is on another level. The James Webb telescope will show us new planets. It will show us life, hopefully life on other planets. It'll be able to see through nebulas that the Hubble wasn't able to see through, and it's an amazing telescope. So those are the things I'll be talking about today. Are those things it'll be able to see, how hard it was to get the telescope to life and to be a thing that is today. So some of those things that I'm going to start talking about are how long the telescope took to be built. It started being built in 2004. So 18 years ago was when it started to be built. And they built it in Redondo Beach, California. Some of the main characters who helped in the building of this telescope were NASA was the main. And then the other two that helped were the European Space Agency as well as the Canadian Space Agency. And they joined in 2004 and 2007. Now, the biggest conflict for NASA and these other space agencies was how far they had to put this telescope and how high-tech it had to be because of the environment it was going to be in. Because they sent it off 1 million miles away from the Earth. So the Hubble is in, the orbit of the Earth. It's close. We can send astronauts to it, and they can fix it, and we can see more pictures if it's broken. However, the James Webb's a little further. It's 1 million miles away, so we can't send an astronaut to it to fix it. So that was one of the biggest conflicts it had. But we found a resolution, or NASA found a resolution, because it's already at its Lagrange point. It's 1 million miles away from the Earth, and the other biggest conflict was that they had to open the mirrors so that it could see, obviously, it can see pictures because it's a reflective telescope. So when they opened that, they had to use a remote control, and it was really scary for them because anything could have went wrong. But they opened it, and it's actually already focused on a piece of light that they want to see really far away from us. But one of the questions I want to ask is what makes this telescope so remarkable? And this question came to me when my dad told me about this telescope for the first time. I was super interested about it. I said, what's so cool about it? In answering this question, you guys have already heard a lot of things that I've talked about that are remarkable about the telescope already. It's 1 million miles away from the Earth. But it's worth discussing because it's going to be the furthest we've ever seen before. We're going to be able to see through solar nebulas. And this telescope can actually see as far as, if it was on the Earth, it could see a bumblebee's wings flapping on the moon. So that is pretty incredible, the how specific it is. But the relationship between these answers is that yes, this research, or sorry, the research and this telescope's power is incredible. That we'll be able to see that far into the past, and we'll be able to discover things we've never discovered before. And then I think we'll all be able to benefit from the findings of this telescope. If there's life on other planets, we'll be able to learn more about them. We'll be able to maybe travel there someday in the future, far into the future, but it's a possibility. Some of the effects that this speech had on me and the future and everybody is that this telescope will have effects on the future. Like I said, we might want to travel to another planet. But some of the things that I want to just go over one more time, the main points are that the James Webb took 18 years to build. It's the most high-tech piece of space equipment we have. It can see through clouds, it can see distant planets, it can see heat radiating off of other planets, it can see oceans, water that we've never ever been able to see before. And just to conclude, I want to say this telescope is remarkable in so many ways, but the coolest thing is that we'll be able to find things out that we've never found before. And I think that's the coolest thing about science and space, is that it's just a constant discovery of things that can bring us happiness and bring us joy. So, hope you guys enjoyed.